Hey Internet, welcome to Why Am I Watching This? My name is Kyle Mustaine. This week's movie is Secret Cutting / Painful Secrets. It was originally called Painful Secrets in Canada where it was filmed, and then when they brought it over to America they changed the title to Secret Cutting. It stars Sean Young, Rhea Perlman, and Kimberly Peterson. It's based on a young adult novel called The Luckiest Girl in the World, written by a psychiatrist and specialist on anorexia and self-injuring, Stephen Levenkron. And it's directed by Norma Bailey, who has a pretty impressive list of television movie credits. So, I had to hunt this movie down. Don't worry, all I had to do was IMDb Rhea Perlman, and I found it. And then I got it on Netflix, the DVD. And I remember seeing ads for this about 10 years ago on Lifetime, and I really wanted to watch it. And since my last movie that I reviewed had dealt with cutting as a subplot, I decided that I might as well track this movie down because I wanted to learn more about the subject. The movie focuses on Dawn Cottrell, a teenage girl with trouble both at home and at school who develops a self-mutilation disorder. Only 2 minutes into the movie and here we go again with a fucking popular girl. I'm to the point with the genre of women's films that I'm just going to go ahead and declare that all popular girls are inherently evil. For the love of humanity, mothers, do not let your daughters grow up to be popular. We're introduced to her BF, who's really just her FB.
Hey.
Hi.
So, does anybody know you're here? Anybody see you coming?
No, I don't think so.
Good.
You know, if the person you think you're dating is always looking around behind you to make sure that no one he knows can see you and talking to you, that's probably not a good sign. It took me 3 or 4 relationships to figure that one out. I don't know what this kid's deal is or how a 19-year-old can afford a loft apartment and to decorate it like it looks like Kurt Cobain's butthole, but whoa, and she's blowing him.
No means no.
Wait. There are other things we can do.
Oh, yeah? Like what?
This movie features Sean Young in her what the fuck hairdo as Dawn's mother. Seriously, has she ever been in anything where she wasn't frightening?
I gotta work this weekend.
Every weekend? Doesn't your boss know you have a family?
The dad subplot is fucking eerie. There's something deeply wrong with him. It never gets explained, which makes it even more creepy and nuanced. He just looks like he's scared of life, or maybe it's just his wife. But he's always hiding in his office playing with stained glass. Oh, and he drives a Chrysler LeBaron. Nothing says you need electroshock therapy like driving a Chrysler LeBaron. We learn that Dawn's mother was popular in high school, and she's pushing Dawn to be friends with the popular girls, which actually only eggs them on to torment her further.
Well, I've got this special project I'm working on.
That's great, sweetheart. But socializing is a part of school, too.
I know, but...
Dawn, go on. This is the fun part of school. I'll go with you. Come on.
It's okay. I'll go.
Good girl.
Excuse me, Rebecca. I have some new ideas for the carnival.
Not now. I'm talking to people. Anyways.
Yeah, so I was like super into your outfits. Oh my god.
What are you doing? I said later. Who is that? Your mom? Oh, I get it. You want her to think you're popular.
Well, all right. Showtime, guys.
Hi, Mrs. Cottrell. We're such good friends with your daughter.
We just can't wait to see her every morning. She gives us beauty tips and fashion advice. We just can't wait to hear about the boy she's dating.
You owe us big time.
They feed on negative energy. Dawn's classmate Lorraine catches her in the act, and we learn that cutting is a form of release.
All the crap you take from people, I figured you had to be doing something to level yourself out. But this is extreme.
It was just a blister. I was trying to lance it.
Yeah, right. I've heard about this kind of thing.
Let me see it. Come on, I'm not gonna tell anybody. Come on. Doesn't that hurt?
Only when I wanted to.
Ooh, freaky.
Her math teacher notices she is bleeding through the sleeve of her shirt, and the school's principal calls in her parents. Right away, her mom decides, instead of therapy, to take care of it at home. Because that always works. Sean Young demanded on wearing turtlenecks for the duration of the film because, unbeknownst to the cast and crew, in between shoots she was in her trailer asphyxiating herself. Rhea Perlman plays Lorraine's psychiatrist, who Lorraine tells about Dawn's cutting. Yes! Rhea Perlman playing a serious role. Score! I like that Dr. Perla pursues Dawn as a patient. She has that special intuition that she can sense Dawn is in trouble, and so she seeks her out.
Jerry, I'll have my regular.
Coming right up.
Hello.
Hi.
You're Lorraine's friend.
Yeah.
Small world, huh? You like Jerry's coffee, too.
Mm-hmm.
Can I buy you a cup? Cappuccino, mocha?
No thanks.
No school today?
Yeah, sort of.
Look, Dawn, I have the feeling there are things you want to talk about, and I might be able to help you with. But not here. Why don't you come up to my office?
Wait.
Right now. I have an opening. Come on. Nothing scary is going to happen to you up there. All we're going to do is talk, okay?
I've got to go.
This movie deals with something I had to be reminded of, which is how hard it is to take that first step to seeing a psychiatrist. I guess if you're from a family that doesn't have a history of psychiatry, and let's face it, most families are still that way, then it's a really difficult bridge to cross. So I've been trying to wrap my head around this cutting thing and try to find an equivalent for my own life. And what I came up with is when I was in junior high and high school, when I was really angry, I would punch a wall. And when I went to college, I think my mom must have gone through my room and taken down all of my posters to find out that they were all kind of hung to hide all the holes that I punched through the drywall. And then when I was in my early 20s, when I was in college, you know, after like a really bad night of drinking, I would get in fights with myself and literally like punch myself in the face. So I think everyone's been there to some extent. I don't think these things are uncommon at all. And I don't see what's so shocking about a person cutting themselves, because I do believe everyone has some form of inflicting pain on themselves. And it's just something you go through, and you know, if it gets a little off course, you need to take care of it. I will caution you, the cutting scenes in this movie are pretty extreme, and I found them to be pretty hard to watch. Dawn's cutting has gotten so out of control, her mother has to inspect her naked body every night.
Did she say anything about what's going on with you?
Mom, it was just the first session.
Did she say how long it will take before you're cured?
Not exactly. A while.
This is an old one, right?
Yeah.
So awful. Well, I can't sleep. I can't eat. Look at me, I'm a mess.
I'm sorry, Mom.
And the dad is still severely unhappy. Dawn's story is not a case of casual cutting. No, the movie doesn't hold back at all. Hers is an extreme case, and the movie doesn't pull any punches. Go figure, it's not an American movie. What's also interesting is the casting of Sean Young, who has had a lot of problems in her own personal life. Okay, the person you have a crush on but doesn't even know you're alive is never gonna go out with you. Take it from someone who's been there dozens of times. Popular culture, there's that word again, popular, sells us these stories about the lovable loser with a heart of gold who will weave their way through the social strata of society only to come out on top and win over their dream lover. But that doesn't really happen. It's actually much, much more simplistic than that. It's basic chemistry. If you don't jibe with someone automatically, then you probably never will jibe with that person, at least not all the way. And you may want to think they're a jerk. But the thing is, they're not. They're probably just being a jerk so that you'll stay away from them. Simple enough. We may never be able to eradicate bullies. If we get rid of bullies, there wouldn't be a conservative party in this country. If we get rid of bullies, then something like socialism would actually fucking work. But it never has before. People like hierarchies. And there's some people, me for instance, who like to think that with proper education and like an overhaul of our complete society, we might be able to transcend hierarchies. But there again, there are bullies out there. Some bullies who have a lot of money, more money than there are atoms in the galaxy. These modern day Alexander the Greats and Napoleon Bonapartes who are fighting each other to rule the world and are using us as foot soldiers. But I'm digressing, and let's get a little simpler here. Let's say you know someone who is being bullied, then what can you do? Yeah, you can tell on the bully, and most people probably wouldn't even do that. And then what happens? The bully gets in trouble, and either the problem ends, or it exacerbates it. But how about this? What about the person being bullied? What about the victim? These are the kids who wake up to face a hostile world every day. These are the kids who are being damaged by either their peers, or their families, or their teachers, or hell, even their crossing guards. They become so damaged that they begin damaging themselves. And this is what leads to cutting, anorexia, bulimia, suicide. You know what? Fuck bullies. If the kids who were being bullied weren't so visibly affected by it, then the bullies would get bored and go away. We need to turn our attention to teaching the victims how to be stronger. The world is not going to get better. All of this bullshit will continue on and on for the rest of your life. And the world you live in, this reality, is never going to be exactly the way you want it to be. It's never going to be fucking sugar-coated Hollywood bullshit. The good guys lose more battles than they win. I guarantee you that. No, it doesn't get better. I'm sorry. But you can get better. So what I'm proposing is, if you know someone who's being bullied, do something nice for them. Bring them a treat just out of the blue to remind them that people can do nice things too. Take them out for a smoothie and talk about things that don't matter, like anime or music or politics. We need social interaction and positivity to make us stronger for when we do face adversity. You know, negativity is just as addictive as any drug that I can name. And the great thing is we know how to fight negativity with positivity. It's the easiest thing in the world when you think about it. Secret cutting / painful secrets gets 5 out of 5 stars. I highly recommend this movie.
We have to teach you how to speak.
I know how to speak.
You know how to talk, but you don't know how to express what's inside of you. You do your talking on your skin. Here, look. These are some photos that we're taking of you at the hospital. These here, on your thigh. Long, jagged. My guess is that you were really angry that day. Out of control. Now, this on the other leg, I don't think you were that mad. Just kind of irritated. You didn't start a new cut, just picked away at the old one. Now these.
And how'd you get to be such an expert?
I do a lot of work with kids who have anorexia.
I don't have that.
No, you don't. But a long time ago, I noticed that a lot of them had scars on their bodies. Cuts, burns.
They do?
Yes. A lot of people cut themselves. Girls your age, I'd say maybe 1 out of every 200. So you're not alone.